What up, guys? James from Bolt Bros here. Just want to talk a little bit about the Joe Hortiz press conferences that he's done at the Combine so far. Let's kind of give you a basic little recap, and let's just go ahead and get into it, guys. Bolt Bros, let's go.
I'm Deion Henley. You watching the Bolt Bros podcast? Let's do it!
All right, guys. Once again, James from Bolt Bros here. Appreciate all the support and love. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Love to be able to hear from you in the comments below and just what your guys' thought is about this video and what Joe Hortiz talked about. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. So Combine's going on. Kind of a big week for the draft, obviously, to be able to kind of find out who's going to be where, who potentially will get picked up, whose draft stock will go up, whose draft stock will go down, and who will just stay where they're at. So a lot of good things kind of going on here right now. And, Joe Hortiz had a lot of interviews this week, or at least yesterday, I should say. And a lot of them really just talked about almost about the same type of questions. One of them being as, hey, you are currently over the salary cap. Kind of what are you going to do with your players and such? He didn't really speak too heavily on what his plans are, obviously. A lot of GMs aren't going to give you their secrets or thoughts at this moment in time. But he basically said, hey, in the next couple of weeks, we'll kind of pretty much know what's going on. Right now, we just got our coaching staff established. That's said and done, trying to get a system situated, find out which players fit well in that system, and then they'll make their moves what they need to do at that point in time. Obviously, salary cap issues are a big problem right now for the Chargers. Obviously, with the increase of the salary cap going up to $255 million, helps us out tremendously at this point. So, if you do look at just a quick screenshot of our salary cap here, salary cap wise, we're at $25 million over the cap. I mean, you could basically do a quick move of just saying, hey, if we end up trading Khalil Mack, like the video that I talked about yesterday, you trade him off, they take the salary, we're only $2 million over the cap. It's a lot that we could adjust at that point in time. So there's a lot of moves that we can make at this point in time to be able to help with the salary cap. Now, we'll know that clearly before free agency. We'll kind of know exactly where Joe Hortiz and what moves he was like to make. Obviously the rumors of Mike Williams potentially getting traded, the rumors of Khalil Mack getting traded. Joey Bosa seems like he's in a good position with the Chargers, but we'll see where it goes. But we will know for sure here in the next couple weeks too. Big thing about the Combine is that you see a lot of the talent in front of you. You see who could be a system fit for you, who could be that guy that could potentially be drafted in whatever round you're looking at for whatever position, if it's going to be end, wide receiver, whatnot. This is a great place to be able to kind of figure out how to fill some gaps in your team. And it's great to be able to see Joe Hortiz is there. Apparently, Jim Harbaugh is there. He will not be interviewing while he is out there. I mean, heck, he did a great job with his press conference, of his introduction press conference, and then some. So, hey, we're good. We don't need any more Jim Harbaugh right now. Basically, right now, this is the Batman, and then Jim Harbaugh is the Robin. So once the season starts, that's when it switches roles from Jim Harbaugh being Batman to Joe Hortiz being Robin. So moving on a little bit more at the conference, talking a little bit about what are you going to do with pick 5? Obviously, you're not going to say what you're going to say and who you're going to pick. But, a lot of GMs right now love to give kind of smoke and mirrors in a sense. Probably just kind of go out there and say, hey, you know what? I see a lot of good positions here with the tackle position. I see a lot of good positions in the wide receiver. I see a lot of good positions here and there, but nothing is solidified at this moment in time. So really kind of what it is that he said, I'm going to pick the best player possible at that position. If we're going to stick at 5, we're basically going to get the best player possible. Now, that's really the big thing about it is that, look, my hopes is we're not going to be able to draft at 5 for a very long time. I mean, you need to go out and get an immediate impact player right then and there for that pick. You hope that you could just get that guy that's going to be that longevity-based player for you in whatever position it might be. Now, if you look at how some of the mock drafts are saying, hey, Joe Alt's our guy, Undunze to basically neighbors to obviously Marvin Harrison Jr., if that's even possible to even get him here. If that's going to be the guy, you need to make sure it's a guy that's going to last for a very long time and to be able to grow with this team. So it's going to be interesting to be able to see how that kind of lands for us. Now, once again, there's always that possibility of trading back too. There's rumors about, what if JJ McCarthy does extremely well at the combine and a team like, say, the Atlanta Falcons wants to trade up, or a team like the Vikings wants to trade up. Who knows? I mean, you don't want to give too much of your secrets at this point in time and everything. We'll see where it pans out for us. With Joe Hortiz too, just talked about, talked briefly about it. System. He's trying to implement a system right now. We're trying to figure out the system that we want to be able to have here right now. And that's with all the new coaches that are here are ready to be able to get that system intact and get the right players for that. So, really kind of what I took from it is Joe Hortiz has a keen eye to know what he needs to do. I think there's a great chance to be able to find a way to be able to get the right players on this team. I think that we'll figure out exactly what our vets are looking like at this moment in time. A lot to be able to be said, a lot of things that are going to be moving pieces here for us, guys. And I do think that it's exciting to be able to have a Joe Hortiz, a guy that seems like he knows and understands where basically this team's going to go and be led to. I mean, this is his time to be Batman. This is his time to be able to do what he needs to do. I do feel very strongly based upon this conference. I think he's very open to trades, and I think he would like to have trades. It's interesting. I did see a conference with Joe Schuin, the GM, I think is how you pronounce his name, from the New York Giants. He talked a little bit about that. He had a lot of confidence in Daniel Jones. Now, I think that's one thing to be said, that they're picking at 6. Would they go for another quarterback at this point? I mean, Daniel Jones played well, but he did also have a run game with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley obviously is a free agent. We'll see what he wants to basically do with him, because it sounds like he's trying to keep that door open, but also not try to overpay that position. That's something that I know that Joe Hortiz will be looking at heavily with the running backs, trying to find that guy that might be a great fit for us too in that running back game. And that's what the whole thing about Combine's all about. Find those guys that fit real well. And bottom line, when Joe Hortiz did get interviewed, he just said, hey, look, I'm trying to find a guy to find a role for them. That's what we do in scouting. We find the things that they can do for the team. We do it in coaching. What can they do well for us? I do think you eliminate any player. I don't think you eliminate any player. Excuse me. It's more how to fix the team, and really, how to fit the team. Man, I can't talk today, guys. It's more about how they fit the team more than anything. And I think that there is something very, very much a great thing about what the draft's all about. I feel like in the past, Tom Telesco, what we always did is just draft a guy, kind of saying, hey, he's got potential, but does he really have a system fit? Does he fit well for what this team is trying to achieve? Does he fit well for the scheme? It's more like he just decided to get people that might be more, hey, 2 years down the road, maybe we could squeeze him into the system. No, you need a guy that's an impact guy right now. And I love hearing what Joe Hortiz is saying so far about his draft plans and what he's trying to achieve. Now, he did also say it's not all about just the draft, how you could build this team. Free agency is another thing that he talked pretty heavily about, which probably means there's going to be a couple different moves that are going to happen. If it's going to be a trade of Mac to, say, the Lions or to the Texans, or to even the Commanders have a lot of salary available. It's going to be something like that where they take the salary on. We get a kind of a 4th round, 5th round type pick, whatever it might be. And same thing for Mike Williams. If we're going to end up cutting him or trading him off, who knows where it's going to end up being. But Joe Hortiz did talk about that. Hey, you do build also in free agency. So keep that in mind, guys. Draft is one side of things. I would love to be able to see more picks so we could fill in a lot more younger players on this team. But at the same side, free agency is going to be a focus of Joe Hortiz. So expect in the next week or two to be able to kind of know and understand what this team's going to look like on salary cap side of things. Free agency starts in about the middle of March. So I think it's March 12th that starts moving along. A lot of those rumors tend to start happening before then of who's going to sign where. And then official start date is, I think, March 15th. So great conferences all around. Love to be able to hear a little bit about Joe Hortiz and kind of what his plans are. And it's exciting to be able to see a little bit more football right now. Keep an eye on the combine, guys. There's a lot of great players out there that could fit really well. It's a very deep wide receiver class from what I'm hearing, a deep tackle position and an O-line position for this draft, which is two needs that I think we really, really need to look at. So once again, guys, want to be able to hear from you. Love to be able to hear from you guys in the comments of your guys' thoughts about Joe Hortiz's press conference and what he basically talked about, and what are the things that you might have saw that were some golden nuggets from those conferences. Once again, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, appreciate all the support, guys. And once again, guys, James from Bolt Bros. Let's go.